Hello students. In present video, I am going to explain about 10th problem from Consignment Accounts topic. I am making this video for degree students. Previous videos links are available in the description box. Let us see the question first. Ravi consigned goods to Suraj costing 1 lakh rupees and spent 1500 rupees on freight. The proforma invoice was made to show a profit of 25% on cost. Suraj will meet his expenses himself. Suraj sold part of consignment for 88,000 rupees at a uniform price of 10% over invoice price. His expenses were 200 for rent and 100 rupees for insurance. Suraj is entitled to a commission of 1% on sales and 2% of the net profit after charging such commission on sales. Part of the sales were on credit and one customer failed to pay 500 rupees. Drop the consignment account in the books of Ravi with appropriate working notes. This is the question. Let us see the solution for this. Important points of the problem I have written on the board. Ravi and Suraj are involved in consignment business. So Ravi is consignor, he is sending goods. So Suraj is receiving goods and he is selling these goods in favor of Ravi in his place. So in previous problems, he used to give consignor and consignee places. But in present problem, these places are not available. Consignor sent goods to consignee worth 1 lakh rupees. Cost price is 1 lakh rupees. But proforma invoice price of these goods is 25% on cost. So proforma invoice concept I explained in previous problems now. If consignor mentions this real price, cost price 1 lakh rupees in proforma invoice, then consignee will come to know about his profit. So to keep this profit in dark, to maintain secrecy, instead of mentioning cost price, consignor mentions some extra price, which is known as invoice price. Next, to send these goods, consignor incurred expenses 1500 rupees. Consignee received these goods. He sold some goods for 88,000 rupees. So how many goods are sold for 88,000? Information is not available in the question. We have to calculate that. And this amount, sales amount is 10% above on invoice price. Then to sell these goods, consignee incurred some expenses. Rent 200, insurance 100, total 300. And there is one new point in this problem. Generally, consignee's expenses finally consignor has to bear, because consignee is only an agent here. So consignor's goods only consignee is selling now. Consignee's expenses finally consignor bears. But in present problem, clearly he is giving that consignee is going to bear his expenses by himself. So this 300 finally who is going to bear? Consignee, not consignor. This is a new point. Next, consignee's commission. 1% on sales. Sales amount is 88,000 now. On that 1% commission. This is new point. 2% on net profit after charging commission on sales. Next, in this sale, some goods are sold on credit and one customer failed to pay 500 rupees to us. Means bad debt is also there. So this is the question. What is asking? In consignor's books, he is asking us to prepare consignment account. So heading is ledger of Ravi, consignor. In consignor's books, 3 accounts we have to prepare. Consignment account, consignee's account, Suraj account. Third one, goods sent on consignment account. But in present problem, only consignment account is asking. So other 2 accounts we need not to prepare. Think from consignor's point of view, Ravi's point of view. Because Ravi's ledger we are preparing. In his books, consignment account we are preparing now. So consignee's area's name is not given. Therefore, for consignment account, you need not to add any place name. So consignment account is a nominal account. So while preparing this account, nominal account rule we have to follow. Nominal account rule is debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. So consignment business related expenses and losses on debit side we have to show, incomes and gains on credit side. First what happened? Ravi sent goods on consignment. So debit side we should write now. 2. Goods sent on consignment account. Why on debit side? In previous problems I explained. So what is the journal entry? Consignment account data to goods sent on consignment account. Now amount we should write here now. Cost price is 1 lakh rupees. But in present problem invoice price is also given. When cost price, invoice price both are given, while writing goods sent on consignment account amount, invoice price we should write. So how to calculate that? Cost price is 1 lakh rupees plus on this 1 lakh on cost 25% is invoice price. So 1 lakh divided by 25%. This is 25,000. 25,000 plus 1 lakh is equal to 1,25,000. Invoice price of goods sent on consignment is 1,25,000 rupees. Next, consignors expenditure 1,500. Expenditure in consignment account debit side we have to show now. Amount 1,500 rupees. Consignor expenses now. If he pays in cash form, you have to write to cash account. If he pays in check or DD form, to bank account. Our assumption is through a check he paid this amount. So I'm writing to bank account. So what is the entry for consignors expenses? Consignment account data to bank account. Next, come to sales. Sale is an income. In consignment account, income's credit side we should write. Amount is 88,000 rupees. For sales, what to write here? Consignee's name because he is selling. Suraj account. So what is the journal entry for sales? In consignment account, credit side we posted. If you want to post like that, entry is Suraj account data to consignment account. Next, consignee's expenses. In previous problems, consignee's expenses 300 rupees we used to show on debit side of consignment account. But in present problem clearly is giving that consignee bears this expenditure. Therefore, it is not an expenditure to consignment business. So don't show this expenditure in consignment account. Simply ignore. Next, in consignee's books, how to show that 300? In present problem, only consignment account in consignor's books we are preparing. Suppose he is asking the ledger of both parties. In consignee's books, 300 how to show? That doubt comes now. Let me explain that. In Suraj books, we prepare consignor's account, Ravi account. This 300 Suraj is going to bear. If he pays in cash form, then cash is going now. We should credit cash account. If he pays in check form or DD form, through bank amount is going, therefore we should credit bank account. And which account we should debit? In previous problems, we used to debit consignor's name here. So Ravi account data to cash account or Ravi account data to bank account. This entry we used to write. Means that entry will be posted in Ravi's account. But in present problem, we should not debit Ravi account. Because this expenditure 300, consignee is going to bear now. Therefore, this expenditure name we should debit. So entry is rent account data 200 rupees. Next, insurance account data 100 rupees. To cash or bank 300 rupees. This is the entry in consignee's books for consignee's expenditure. So why rent account and insurance accounts are debited? Because these two accounts are nominal accounts now. Expenses come under nominal account. Nominal account rule, debit all expenses and losses, credit all incomes and gains. As these two are expenses, we have debited them. So this entry we should not post in Ravi account now, because in journal entry Ravi account is not there. Therefore, if ledger of Suraj is prepared, then also this 300 simply we have to ignore. So in consignment accounts, this 300 we need not to show anywhere. Next, come to commission. 1% on sales, then 2% on net profit after charging commission on sales. So first this 1% we will calculate, 2% afterwards we have to calculate. So commission, consignor has to pay to consignee. Means for consignment business, this commission is an expenditure. Expenditure means in consignment account debit side we should write. To whom we have to pay this commission? To Suraj. Write down his name. Suraj account debtor to consignment account. Sales amount 88,000. On that 1%. 880 rupees. The 2% commission you should not calculate here. Afterwards we have to show that. So last one, bad debt 500 rupees. In present problem, del creditor commission is not allowed to consignee. Then who should bear bad debt loss? Consignor only. Therefore, in consignment account, debit side we should show this amount 500. Why on debit side? Because this is a loss. Losses and expenses in consignment account debit side we have to show now. Because consignment account is a nominal account. What to write for this? Once you observe this one, 88,000. What is the entry for sales? Suraj account debtor to consignment account, 88,000. We debited Suraj account. It gives a meaning that Suraj is a debtor for 88,000 rupees. So Suraj has to pay 88,000 rupees to us in future. He is a debtor for 88,000. But now this 500 rupees he need not to pay because we are not allowing del creditor commission to him. We should bear this 500 rupees. So he is not a debtor for 500. Therefore, from this 88,000, 500 we should cancel. So with the 500, if you credit the Suraj account, then in 88,500 and this 500 both will get cancelled. Then Suraj account shows a debit balance of 87,500 only. That only we need. So in entry, in bad debt entry, Suraj account should be credited. And in consignment account debit side I want to show. Means consignment account should be debited. So this is the general entry for bad debts. Consignment account is debited now. Said debit side we have to post. We should write to Suraj account. Everything is completed. Come to unsold stock. First working notes, calculation of unsold stock value. See, invoice price is given in this question. Therefore, unsold stock should be calculated as per invoice price. So, invoice price of unsold stock, 45,000. How this amount comes? See, if sale price 110% is 88,000 rupees, invoice price 100% is how much? This is our question. Sale price 110%. Observe here. Sales 88,000 and he has given one hint. The sale amount is 10% on invoice price. If invoice price is 100%, then sale price is 110% now. That 110% value we know, 88,000 rupees. Based on that, sold goods invoice price we have to calculate. We know total goods invoice price, 1,25,000. And in question clearly is not given how much quantity is sold. That is why in this manner we are calculating unsold stock information. So if 110% is 88,000 rupees, 100% is how much? 88,000 divided by 110 into 100 is equal to 80,000 rupees. So sold goods invoice price is 80,000. These goods are sold for 88,000. So it is clear that total goods sent are not sold. Means unsold stock is there in this problem. That is why we are calculating unsold stock value. Therefore, unsold stock invoice price is total goods invoice price minus sold goods invoice price. 1,25,000 rupees minus 80,000 is equal to 45,000 rupees. To this invoice price of unsold stock, we have to add proportionate direct expenses of consignor and consignee. So direct expenditure means non-recurring expenditure. Consignor expenditure is always direct now. In question he has given 1500. 1500 is spent on total goods. Total goods 1,25,000. Only invoice price we have to consider because unsold stock as per invoice price only we are calculating. Don't consider cost price here. total goods cost price is 1 lakh rupees, no? Don't write that one. So if total goods invoice price of 1,25,000, then on these goods expenditure is 1500. We want to calculate unsold stock value. Therefore, if unsold stock invoice price 45,000, consignor expenditure related to this 45,000 is how much? This is the question. So 1500 divided by 1,25,000 into 45,000. If you do this, 540 comes. Similarly, proportionate direct expenses of consignee, Suraj. Observe, Suraj expenses are rent 200, insurance 100. So rent and insurance, these two are repetitive expenditure, no? Recurring expenditure, no? Means indirect expenditure. So indirect expenditure we should not consider while calculating unsold stock value. Therefore, consignee's direct expenditure nil. Add these two amounts, unsold stock value is 45,540. Way to write. Unsold stock in consignment account credit side we should show. Why? In previous problems I explained. 45,540. For unsold stock, you have to write consignment stock account. So what is the general entry for unsold stock? Consignment stock account data to consignment account. Now come to loadings, adjustments. See, invoice price of goods sent is 1,25,000. But actually speaking, we should write cost price now. Because we are preparing consignment account to know the profit or loss in consignment business. If you want to know the profit or loss in consignment business, actual values we should consider. But 1,25,000 is not the actual value of goods sent. Actual value is 1 lakh rupees only. To mislead consignee, we have written 1,25,000. So how much extra we wrote here? 25,000. That is called loading. That loading if you cancel, then only correct profit comes. How to cancel? Debit side amount if you want to cancel, credit side we should write. So in debit side amount, 25,000 I want to cancel. Therefore 25,000 I should credit. What to write for this? Reverse entry. For this 1,25,000, what is the entry? Consignment account data to goods sent on consignment account. For loading in goods sent on consignment, entry is reverse entry. Means goods sent on consignment account data to consignment account. So credit side, because consignment account is created now by debit account name. Goods sent on consignment account. How this 25,000 came? Show clearly. Invoice price of goods sent 1,25,000 minus cost price of goods sent. Given in the question only 1 lakh rupees. So difference is 25,000 rupees. Similarly, observe this unsold stock calculation. By taking unsold stock invoice price, we have calculated. This is also wrong, no? Actually speaking, here unsold stock cost price we should take. So in this amount also, in this unsold stock value also, there is some loading. That loading we have to cancel. How to cancel? By writing on debit side. In previous problems, he used to give unsold stock quantity, sold goods quantity. Based on that, we used to calculate loading in unsold stock. But in present problem, only sales amount is given. Unsold stock quantity is not given. Therefore, in this manner, we have to calculate loading in unsold stock. See, we know about this loading, no? 25,000. This is the loading in 1,25,000. 1,25,000 is what? Invoice price of total goods sent. Based on this, loading in unsold stock we have to calculate. See, invoice price of goods sent on consignment if 1,25,000, loading is 25,000. We know the invoice price of unsold stock. In working notes 1 we have calculated 45,000 rupees. If unsold stock invoice price is 45,000, loading in that amount is how much? Loading in 1,25,000 is 25,000. So we are calculating loading in 45,000. Okay. Calculation is 25,000, that value divided by 1,25,000 into 45,000 is equal to 9,000 rupees. So loading in unsold stock is 9,000 rupees. That amount if you write on debit side, then this 9,000 in 45,540, 9,000 both will get cancelled. Then remaining amount is cost price of unsold stock. That only we need to calculate correct profit. Right. So for this what to write? 2. Consignment stock reserve account. So what is the journal entry for loading in unsold stock? Consignment account data to consignment stock reserve account. So everything we have recorded except this 2% commission. 2% on net profit after charging commission on sale. Commission on sale is how much? 880 rupees. So we are charging this, means we are showing this 880 as an expenditure in consignment account. After charging this commission, net profit we should calculate. On that net profit, 2% commission we should pay to consignee. So before calculating that 2% commission, we should calculate net profit. So in previous problems, first commissions we used to calculate. Finally, we used to calculate net profit. But here clearly is giving that a 2% commission should be given on net profit. Means first we need net profit, no? So on that net profit, 2% we calculate. That is why consignment account in 2 stages we are preparing. First let us calculate net profit. Observe which side total is more? Credit side. So in rough notes, credit total minus debit total. Credit amounts total is 1,58,540. Debit amounts total is 1,38,880. So credit amount is income, debit amount is expenditure. Income is more than expenditure. Therefore difference is profit. Debit side total is less. So debit side, write down this profit amount. 21,660 rupees. What to write for that? In previous problems, we used to write profit and loss account. But this is not the final profit amount. One more expenditure is there, no? 2% commission to consignee. After calculating that amount, only final profit comes. Therefore, don't transfer this amount to profit and loss account. For this, what to write? 2. Balance carried down. 2 sides put the highest total. 1,58,540. Then continuation is there. This balance carried down, bring to opposite side. By balance brought down, 21,660. On this we have to calculate commission to consignee. So consignee's commission expenditure, no? Means in consignment account debit side we should show. What to write for that? Observe this 1%. For 1% commission we wrote to Suraj, because to Suraj we have to pay. Here also same. To Suraj account. On that balancing figure, 21,660. 2% we should calculate. 2 by 100. If you do this, 433 comes. Now finally find out the profit. 21,660 minus 433. Difference on debit side, because debit side amount is less. 21,227. This is the final profit in consignment business. So this final profit we should transfer to profit and loss account. To profit and loss account. So what is the journal entry for this profit? Consignment account data to profit and loss account. Finally put the totals. Highest total 21,660. Credit side also same. So this is the end of present problem. Hope this video is helpful to you. Thank you.